Just a quick update on this, or these. I've been playing a couple of my own guitars for a while now, and I've been kind of halfway between one with a headstock, which is in the house, I've got two basically, two prototypes. This one, the prototype headless one, and one in the house, which was number 11, which is the prototype. Oh, well, the prototype. Was it the first? Yeah, no, it was the second double cut one, but probably the first one I made, so it was the prototype. But anyway, the point is I've been playing these two, trying to decide which I like best. And the truth is, I think I like playing this one best. Oh, I can't. Half and half. On the plus side, it has. It's just great. It's just great to play. Beautiful action, tuning stability. On the downside, it has pull pots, which aren't as easy as the push ones on the other one. I'm half a mind. Do I like the tuning device? Am I happy with that? Yes, it stays in tune really well, so I barely have to use the tuner at all. Obviously it's different from doing this, which is kind of easier in some ways, but and what I'm really thinking about doing, because I like the look and the feel of this guitar, I'm very much definitely probably going to take the rail hammer out of the neck position of the other one and put it in here, and I've got a bridge rail hammer coming from the US and I'm going to put it in here. So this is going to be my rail hammer equipped gigging, playing, rehearsing, whatever guitar. It's just, I like it so much. Cuts on my hands at the moment, but it's got everything, and it's just compact, weighty, looks great, feels great, stays in tune. Now what I'm currently making here, which isn't done yet, and it may not have this neck, this is just a sort of test neck, is I'm making an HSS version of this, which will have basically a sort of strat configuration, but you'll have the option for 3 single coils at some point, and it will have that Gilmore mod in it. And this one currently has a maple neck that I've kind of saved it. I've been finding it difficult to get Chinese maple necks of good enough quality. I found that the rosewood necks are pretty good and they're pretty stable, so once I refret them and re-lacquer them, I've got no problem with them at all. These paddle necks, the Chinese paddle necks, because obviously if I want a headstock, I want my own style headstock. The paddle necks, first of all, the maple ones have all been great. Sorry, the rosewood ones have all been stable. The maple ones, such as this and a couple of others I've got hanging over there, have just been slightly twisted, or the headstock is cut on a bad piece of grain, and so the headstock's kind of twisted around a little bit. This is the nearest one to usable. It's got a tiny twist in the headstock, but the actual neck itself is in good nick. So but the reason I've messed around with the fingerboard inlay on this is because the dots were all over the place, so they didn't even get that straight, which is a shame. So it's not really, it may or may not get used, but this one is going to be a headstocked one, I think. And what I'm thinking of doing as well is just looking at the way this sits and fits in the thing here. There's not a real reason for all this, basically all this sharp bits here. This might as well be smoothed down to, or kind of run up to meet the curve here, so it doesn't have this funny sort of profile, which is appropriate I guess if you've got a Strat pocket, but this doesn't, as you can see, doesn't use all that. So it's staying as it is on this guitar for me to keep and play, but on this one I think I'd rather reshape it and kind of run up and see what we've got. But it's easy enough to do, so I'm going to do that before I go any further today with lacquering this. But like I said, this neck may well not anyway fit. Finally, when all said and done, it may not go on that guitar. It may revert to a rosewood one that I've got coming. And I want them obviously to be saleable. Now this one, the fret markers are a little bit homemade because the dots are all over the place, so I've kind of rescued it a bit by putting little Morrises in there for fun, and it's been refretted with nice jumbo frets. But I'm going to basically do it as a, I suppose you call it a prototype. So I'm going to cut all of this back here to blend it in and make it kind of run upwards to meet this area here, so put more of a slope on it and less of a square edge here. So that should be fun to get a bit of shaping going. But these are such fun, these guitars, and I'm just trying now to think of how to get them out into the world. So they deserve to be out there. I really would like to get some playing them. That's what I want. Anyway, that's just a little quick note. This is yeah, like I say, this one is slightly imperfect in that it has a tiny shim in there to make up for the fact that it didn't quite have the angle, or the angle I thought it had wasn't quite right. So this one, I don't mind having a shim in my own guitar because at least I know, I know when I'm taking it apart and put it back together again, I know where the shim goes. But on a custom guitar, I want that angle to be perfect. So it's another good reason for me to keep and play that one as an example. And these will obviously be kind of set up for customer sales. So this is going to be the next, another headless one. I've got a headless one for sale in the house, but this is going to be the next headless one based on a maple neck. And again, I think I may well take this. I've just been experimenting with this. This hasn't been lacquered enough yet, so I may, in fact I probably will also take this and just recut this, or shape this down to fit, so that we have a nice smooth curve, and then just re-lacquer the end here. And there's a couple of bits of lacquer problem there, so I've got quite a bit of lacquering to do, so it'd be good to get both of these into the world of shaping, cutting first, which I can do while I'm at it. Let's take this off here again. If you've seen these before, the aim of these bolts is for a really nice simple travel guitar release, so you can take these apart, put them in your suitcase, your carry-on luggage in fact, and take them. This is a gloss finish. I'd probably go for a satin one on that one there. So you can see it comes off really easily, nice and flat, dead easy. Two threaded inserts and a simple fixture. This has got a couple of washers here. The other thing about these that's really nice is that you have a magnetic, I don't know if it's easy to do with this, it takes a small blade or screwdriver, but it's held on magnetically. Obviously it's going to have some, when I come to put the knobs and stuff in, I'm going to do this whole thing in foil, copper foil, so it'll look nicer. But the idea is it's just held there permanently with magnets, so it does away with that horrible sort of screw business that looks pretty inaccurate most of the time, because it's always too close to an edge. Even if, by the way, even if you put in a little step here, which I suppose makes it a bit easier, but anyway, not step, little pillars, lugs, whatever's. Anyway, so there's my two currently in development. Let's just take it off there for a minute. Two in development. That's going to be hopefully that will be a rail hammer pair there. That will be probably iron gear single coils and something nice in there, and then we're going to have a coil split plus all three on Gilmore modification. Yeah, so two knobs and a 5-way switch you can see lined up there, and this has again, this is not yet finished, but same sort of arrangement. The magnets are under there. Actually using pieces of I'm using pieces of blade, leftover blade for that, might as well, and 2 little square molybdenum magnets. There is a slight issue with this one, which for some reason, I don't know why, but I didn't think straight when I positioned the electrics cavity on this one, and as a result it's further somewhere up the body or something compared to, yeah, it is, it's quite, look, goodness me, it's quite a lot further up the body. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, the result of that is that it runs slightly into the bridge posts. It doesn't have that issue on this one because it's going to be a headless, so it's going to be fixed with it's going to have the headless bridge on it. Anyway, so it doesn't need to drill all the way down through. But this one, my concern is whether there's enough footing for this bridge post here. If there isn't, then I'm going to have to rethink it and make it a headless one as well. But that's another issue to decide on a bit later on. Anyway, I just thought I'd do that as a quick catch up on these guitars. See you in a bit.